Hello and welcome to Time Out, your live daily huddle with Tristan White. I am Tristan White. Today is Friday the 29th of May. If this is your first time at Time Out, a big welcome to you. If you've been here before, welcome back. Really nice to have you and the Culture is Everything crew here for another Time Out live daily huddle. My name's Tristan White. I'm the founder and CEO of the Physio Co, a healthcare company based in Melbourne, Australia that exists to help seniors stay mobile, safe and happy. In addition to leading the Physio Co, I also happen to be the host of this online community called the Culture is Everything crew. The Culture is Everything crew is a group of people who are learning to be the best leaders they can be, to build a strong team culture so that together we can build more great places to work. If you're here, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Would love to know you're here. Would love to know where you're tuning in from and what's happening in your world right now. Now in this daily huddle, like every daily huddle, we're going to cover three things. We're going to cover what's going on, and that is what are the priorities that you're working on in the next 24-hour period, and what are the priorities that I'm working on in the next 24-hour period. Because it's so easy to get distracted and be reactive in our jobs within teams and as leaders of teams. But if we can prioritize the one, two, or three things that will move us just a little bit closer to our vision, to our better future, then that's the stuff that we should prioritize, write it down and make sure we're working on them. So what's going on is the first part. Where are you stuck is the second part. Things get in the way. It's really important. We notice the things that are the roadblocks, the challenges, the things that aren't working out for us. We acknowledge them, we mention them, we put them into words and we try and solve them. And the last thing that we do at a Time Out Live Daily Huddle is share a good news story. We have to be people who are focused on catching people doing something right, seeing the good and noticing it and mentioning it. So a good news story through the lens of a core value is the last part of the Time Out Live Daily Huddle. Now, how did you go yesterday? How did you go in with your priorities in the last 24 hours? I got 4 out of the 5 priorities that I shared with you guys yesterday done in the last 24 hours, which is pretty good. Not quite the 5 out of 5 that I got the day before, but better than the 2 or 3 that I got a week or so back. So how'd you go? Marge's here, Kira's here. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for being at Time Out again today. Kira, how'd you go with your priorities yesterday? I would love to know how many you got done. Was great to have a chat with you yesterday, by the way, Kira. Stay tuned. If you're a listener to the Think Big, Act Small podcast, in the next few weeks we'll have an episode featuring Kira Rankin from Capital Hydrotherapy. I think you'll really enjoy it. John's here, 5 out of 5. John, I like it. Congratulations. That's impressive. I need to get that onto the screen just to acknowledge it. John, round of applause for you. That is super impressive, mate. Well done. Thank you. Alrighty. We should. That's enough for the warm up. Let's get this clock going and launch into Time Out Live Daily Huddle. The clock is counting. Welcome to Time Out Live Daily Huddle for Friday the 29th of May. What are your priorities? What's going on in your world? I'd love to know what are the 1, 2, 3 important things that you're working on today. Feel free to drop them in the comments and let's make sure that we keep ourselves to account and we share them in words by typing and making sure we've got our priorities clear. At the very least, please write them down, put them on your phone, put them in your calendar, make sure you know what your priorities are. If you don't have them, you can't get them done. So, my priorities for today. I'm on leave from the Physio Co. I think I've mentioned that all this week, so no Physio Co priorities for me today. But my Culture is Everything priorities, the things I'm doing to work on with you guys. Firstly, I've been doing some more calls with some emerging leaders who are making the progression from a technical team member to becoming a team leader and doing their best to move through to become an inspiring leader that's got an independent team they can coach and engage with their team more because they've created time in their lives. I've been doing some more of those calls to really understand what's working and not working for other people in that progression. So that's my first priority. Second one is that next week we have a new episode of the Think Big, Act Small podcast. This one features a more experienced leader, someone who's further down the road in terms of their experience than most of us here in this Culture is Everything crew. And that's a fellow called Steve Player. And Steve Player is the CEO of the Ferguson Player Bakehouses. Ferguson Player Bakehouses have got about 80 stores It's a big franchise network, and Steve, it was a really cool interview that I did last week with Steve. So stay tuned. I need to review that, do the intro, and get it ready for you guys to listen next week. And third priority is that based upon all these short interviews I've been doing with emerging leaders, I'm going to put together a draft plan for the Culture is Everything Club. Now, the Culture is Everything Club is a safe space online for us leaders who are learning and growing. And so it'll be a space for us to learn the skills, build the confidence, and to be held to account at the same time as be supported to become the best leader we can be. So stay tuned. I'm putting a draft together for that, and I'll share it with you. It's likely to open at the start of July, this new online space to help us out. So that's my next priority. Alrighty, let's check out these comments. Kira says, crossed all my priorities off yesterday. Kira, round of applause for you as well. That is impressive. And you've put your priorities in here as well. So let's check these out. Your priorities are organise new portable hydro equipment for the team, tinker with Educate Me section on the website, get pays organised for JobKeeper, and one-on-one time with your eldest child. Important, very important priorities. Possibly the one at the bottom being the biggest or the most significant one there, Kira. So thank you for sharing. Alrighty, John writes, probably never again for 5 out of 5. I've got faith in you, John. I reckon come back next week. I reckon there's a day that you'll be able to get 5 out of 5 again. So, but thank you for sharing, mate, and thank you for being here. All right, I always like to share a total of 5 priorities, and so I've shared 3 Culture is Everything priorities, and so that leaves 2 personal priorities for me as to what I'm going to get done in the next 24 hours. And so firstly, I've got a board meeting for Prom Country Aged Care, our local aged care facility here in Foster, and that board meeting happened, excuse me, that board meeting happened this morning, and so I can tick that one off the list. That personal priority is complete already. And the second one, it's a run day. I need to pull on the running shoes and get out there for a run this afternoon to get some exercise. The sun is shining here, so looking forward to that. Alrighty, John, thank you for sharing. I've got your priorities here. Let's get them up on the screen and check them out. Wowzers, that's got to come up pretty big, sorry about that. Priorities, assisting our virtual get-together for 13 team members from around Australia, UK, North and South America, Australia. Submit major tender for the Russian project and sort out bulk rubbish collection over the weekend. Thanks, John. Appreciate you sharing. Major tender for the Russian project sounds very exciting, John. So good luck with that. I don't understand all the detail, but good luck. And it sounds like an important priority. So hope you make some good progress on that in the next 24 hours. Alrighty, that's what's going on. The next part of the Timeout Daily Huddle is where you're stuck. A chance to raise a challenge and a roadblock, something that's getting in the way of what you're working on and the progress you're trying to make. It can be small, like we run out of toilet paper in the office, or not the office, run out of toilet paper in the toilet, or it can be something much bigger, like I can't get onto a major client, they owe us a significant amount of money, I'm stuck, how can we get this sorted out? So there's some examples. Where are you stuck? Kira, are you stuck on anything at the moment? How about you, John? Anything that's troubling you or in the way of you making progress on your priorities? I'd really feel free. You don't have to type in the comments. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's A-OK, but make sure you identify it, because once we identify it, then we can decide how we're going to work through it. I'm not stuck today. Nothing new, nothing too significant at my end in terms of where am I stuck. I'm all pretty clear at this end at the moment. All right. Excuse me. Let me have a drink as I try and compose myself. Alrighty, third and last part of the Timeout Live Daily Huddle, and we could be done in record time today. There's still 6 minutes on the clock, which is must be good speed we're working through today. But the third part of the Timeout Live Daily Huddle every day is the good news part. It's where we choose to share a story of someone living a core value, and we make sure we praise that person. It could be someone in my team, at the Physio Co, in the Culture is Everything crew. It could be someone in your team. I'd love to know if there's someone in your team you'd like to praise, you'd like to nominate for sharing a core value. We've had examples from Carmel's team in Western Australia, Active Pet Rehab. We've had examples from Prom Country Aged Care, from a number of different places. If you've got one, please share it with me. I'd really love to receive it, to enjoy it, and if appropriate, to share it with the crew here. But the good news story through the lens of a core value I wanted to share today is a person by the name of Tom Schwab. Now, Tom Schwab is someone that I know and have known for a long time. And Tom runs a company called Interview Valet. And Interview Valet is a company, they're based in the States, they're based in America. And what Tom does is he introduces guests onto podcast hosts to help spread the good word of people that are doing, that are authors, business owners, entrepreneurs, creators, all those type of people have got a message to tell. Tom's organization, Interview Valet, helps to connect the people that have got a story to tell with the podcast hosts so that we can share these stories. And Tom's company has got a core value. And the core value is, in this digital age of automation, the personal touch makes the difference. And that core value is long, but it's very significant. In this digital age of automation, the personal touch makes a difference. Now, whenever Tom communicates with me, sometimes we communicate via email, but more often than not, Tom makes me a little video and he sends it to me via email, but then I can watch it and I can see him. And Tom looks into the camera. He says, "G'day, Tristan, how's it going?" He's very personal, and it's like we're having this conversation. And using the digital automation tools, it feels like the personal touch, using that tech is what really does connect Tom and I, and I'm sure he's doing it with plenty of other people, but it's really significant and really useful. And so for doing that and taking the time to create those little videos, then sharing them and living the value, and let me get the wording right, in this digital age of automation, the personal touch makes the difference. Tom Schwab from Interview Valet is the person I wanted to acknowledge for living his own core value today in this Time Out Live Daily Huddle. How about you? Who are you going to acknowledge today for doing some great work? Ideally, use the language and the story of someone living a core value to really make it as powerful as possible. But if not, who can you quickly show some love to, give them a pat on the back and say, "I see you, I appreciate what you're doing." I've got a short list of a couple of people that I could think of right now. And I think Friday afternoon is a really good time for us to reach out, make those calls and connect with people and say thanks for what you're doing as part of our teams. And if they're in the team, great. And if they're in your life, then there's an idea as well. Alrighty, we are almost at the end of this Time Out Live Daily Huddle for Friday, May 29. Kira says, "I love that. Might do that for my team today instead of a wellness check-in call." Nice, Kira. That's the praising, acknowledging people on a Friday afternoon. So let's give that a go. And if you do, Kira, please let us know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you and see if you've given it a shot, because we have to try new things. We have to be vulnerable and be willing to give things a shot. So good luck with that. Alrighty, today that is it for our Time Out Live Daily Huddle. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving up your time. I'm here to support you. I'm here to keep you to account. I'm helping you to teach you how we can use these Time Out Daily Huddles in our lives, but also in our teams to build a more connected team that does important work in the world. Quick update from this end is that we continue to wait for this baby to arrive in our family. We're expecting a new baby anytime now. I'll continue to do these Time Out Live Daily Huddles until the baby arrives. And when that happens, I'm likely to take a short spell to make sure that I enjoy the special time and be doing my important job of being a dad and a husband as well. So stay tuned. I'm likely to be back here on Monday, let me get this right, 30th, 31st, Monday the 1st of June, 1:03 p.m. Melbourne, Sydney time. If not, I'll be back as soon as I can. Hey, John, before I wrap this up, John, I sort of saw your comment here. Interesting, is I just listened to the Melbourne Football Club coach podcast as she asked everyone to send a text to someone. That is interesting. It's connection is so important. Taking a moment to acknowledge people, notice them, and let them know that you appreciate them is really important. So nice connection there, John. Thanks for sharing with us, mate. Alrighty, for Friday the 29th of May, this has been your Time Out Live Daily Huddle. I'm Tristan White. Get on with your priorities. Make the best of today. And if you can, share the word about the Time Out Live Daily Huddle. I'd love to see you back here next time. I'd love to see more people coming along, because together, this works okay with a small group, but together we can help each other become more effective, become better leaders, build the confidence and build the skills to create more great places to work. For the time being, have a great day and a great weekend. I'll catch you later.